rock and roll. So day one of the trip down. I'm in Cortez, Colorado at this really cool little Airbnb tiny home thing. I originally was going to stay at a national park, but closed for the season, so I just got this tiny Airbnb. I'm stoked on it. So after driving 13 hours, it is ready to chill. But before I chill and eat some pizza that I bought at a convenience store, which I'm hoping is good, let's talk about guest spots. Where's a guest spot? Where do I guest spot? Where I like to guest spot the most? How far will I go for a guest spot? Yada, yada, yada. Guest spot, first off, is basically it's a place or it's a time or it's a thing where a tattoo artist is invited by other tattoo shops or friends of theirs to go to their town or wherever and tattoo out of their shop. So basically, I'm going to X Tattoo, which is where I used to work, to guest spot at Casey's shop, X Tattoo. Now, what you're going to see when I do this guest spot is I used to work for Casey, and I used to work with this group of people, so I know them really well. Emma's like my best friend, so I know her really well. So this is not really a getting to know you, whatever. This is more of like, hey, I've missed you. Let's do some tattoos. Let's go get some food. Let's hang out. Let's, play games and just do fun things. And in that, I'm also doing vacation stuff. Me and Emma are going to go do some sightseeing, and we're going to take a ferry and do, across the ocean stuff and hiking stuff and other, just lots of stuff, So there's going to be vacation involved in that too. But again, I know these people. So most of what you're going to see is just me chilling with my friends and tattooing some clients I haven't tattooed in a while, maybe tattooing some new clients, and you're going to hear from these zany people because they are all unique in their own way, and they are funny and fun and weird, and they're my friends, and I love them. So you're going to enjoy watching them do the things they do. So basically what you do is, you go there, you tattoo clients that you already have, or you take walk-ins, or they post for you and you get booked up with clients that are constantly or that are wanting to get in with you, that, that they won't ever, usually clients that don't get to see you very often or won't ever see you again kind of thing, or especially if you're a big name, if you're a big name artist and you're never in that town and you're doing a guest spot at this shop, you're probably going to get booked up because they might never see you again. So guest spots are basically you go somewhere else to tattoo for anywhere from a day to weeks or whatever. The reason why I love guest spots so much is because, one, the travel. Duh. I talk about it all the time. I love traveling. I love driving. I love being on the road. And two, it's the camaraderie. This is Nick. I don't know who this is. This is the Krappen.
She's not real.
She's not real. She's what we call a cryptid. Like Crips and Bloods. I like going to other shops and seeing how other shops are run and chilling in that shop and just shooting the shit with the artists and getting to know the artists and making new friends, making new clients, obviously. And it's a way to be inspired. When you go to someone else's shop and you see how they have their shop decorated, with artwork or with flash or with merchandise or with, any little odds and ends, like trophies or deer skulls or, oddities, whatever. It's always cool to go to these shops and check out how they decorate their shop because that in itself is very inspiring. That gets you in the mindset of, man, there's just so much to look at. There's so much to take from, to use in my drawings. And when you do a guest spot, like a convention, you get to watch the other artists there tattoo, and draw, and how they handle customer service and how they book and all these things that go into tattooing and just in personal life. Guest spots are a good way for you to get your name out there too. You do a guest spot in another town that you really don't go to very often, you end up tattooing a few clients there, they show that off. If you decide to go back, they'll tell their friends, and their friends might want to get tattooed by you. So it's a way of getting your name spread further than your hometown, which, isn't really why I do it, but I mean, it's a perk. But again, I do it because I really I like being on the road. I like traveling. I like seeing people's shops, and I like hanging out with other tattooers. It would be nice to have a clientele everywhere I go. That way I know when I get here, I'm tattooing, I'm making money, trip's paid for. But part of the adventure is kind of figuring things out as you go. It's you get there, you have walk-ins that want crazy weird shit, or you're booked up all day with some custom drawings, just whatever. It's the randomness. It's the randomness. Random. It's the randomness of guest spots that I enjoy. What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Crack.
Crack. A little smoke break, No, I'm just printing off some amphibious friends.
Are you doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's part of one of your apprentice tattoos?
One of my apprentice tattoos, one of my free apprentice tats.
It's weird. It's just fun. It's interesting. It's inspirational. It's exhausting sometimes. It's a lot. A lot of people that are extroverts probably wouldn't do it. I'm not saying extrovert, but I don't really go outside of tattooing. So I think I'm an introvert in the real world, but in the tattoo world, I'm an extrovert. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense. It doesn't matter. When it comes to tattooing, I am all in. I will hang out all the time just because I love talking about tattoo shops and tattoos and art and other bullshit that tattoo artists talk about that's not tattoos. We talk about music and random things, and somehow that's easier to have a conversation with someone about trivial things if they are already kind of in your culture or your club or your group or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I don't make any sense. I just like doing these things for the reasons I like doing them.
I love doing guest spots. I haven't done one for a while now, but I used to travel quite a bit. I used to make it a point in my life that I would travel at least once a month, and I would go, to Boston or Florida or California or Arizona or Colorado. Just kind of like places that I have networks and connections, and just getting out of town for a weekend or a week or something like that, and just dipping around.
Really, guest spots are different for everybody. Some people just stick to the same shops that they're comfortable with, and other people just like trying new things. I myself have shops I love going to, like X Tattoo, obviously. I have a friend that owns a shop in San Diego that I like going to. I've been to a couple guest spots in Colorado. And I love all these places. And most of these shops I will visit again just because I like the vibe of the shop, and I love the artists that work there, and I love the owners. But I'm also a fan of just trying new places. I like the experience of I wonder what's going to happen at this shop. Is it going to be crazy and hectic, or is it going to be pretty chill? What's the vibe going to be like? And I'm usually pretty open to the style of the shop. The only thing I don't really do private studios when I do guest spots, because again, when you're not super well known and don't have a big clientele, a guest spot at a private studio isn't really beneficial, because even if they post for you, you might get a booking or two, but you probably won't be super busy. And also, I'm just a fan of the chaos of walk-ins sometimes. I like going to shops and seeing how crazy busy the shop is, and just jumping in with those folks and seeing, how they handle walk-ins. And again, it's part of the learning thing. You learn all these different things that go into tattooing, and a private studio is a little more it's a different vibe. And it's not bad. I've worked at private studios. They're fun. But guest spotting at private studios, it's a completely different vibe. I kind of just like the hustle and bustle of street shops, and I feel like there's a lot more bullshitting.
Wait, doing one of these?
But I feel like with street shops, and this is my experience, with street shops, 9 times out of 10, when I do a guest spot at a street shop, we'll hang out all day at the shop, we'll shoot the shit, we'll bullshit, we'll have a lot of fun. And then at some point during that guest spot, if not more than once, we'll go out and do something. We'll go eat, or we'll go bowling, or we'll go chill at one of the artists' house and play CeeLo and card games or whatever. But it's just the vibe is different. And sometimes I might like that calming vibe, you know, like I just want to go there and really see the scenery, do a couple tattoos and chill. But most of the time I want to go and just kind of like hang out with the artists and just talk and get to know them and I don't know. I'm a talkative person when it comes to like that kind of thing. If I don't know you, but I like what you do and I want to know more about you, I will ask you tons of questions. And that's just how I am. And luckily, most guest spots I've done, the artists that I've worked with are also very accommodating. They're very like, I like tattoos too. I own a tattoo shop. You're guest spotting here. Yeah, let's talk about tattoos. Hey, you want to go bowling? You want to go get a beer? Yeah. It's just stuff like that. Just random fun things. Hanging outside of the shop, just that one time is still enough to kind of feel like you're a part of that team even though you don't work there. You know, like it's just fun. You know, it's like I said, I keep saying it's a different vibe. It's the best possible way, other than conventions, to just meet a bunch of artists and to learn a lot. And if you like traveling, what better way to not only travel, but to make some money while you're doing it, meet some artists while you're doing it. And I know some people like doing their vacations, and vacation's a vacation. Me, I can't do a vacation just by itself. I could do a vacation of a few days to hang out and do things, but at some point I'm gonna want a tattoo at that place. And I mean, I've done it before. You know, I've gone to like New Orleans or Vegas with some friends, and like we just kind of hang out, and it was fun. But man, I can't tell you how many times I just wanted to tattoo somebody, or like I just couldn't stop talking about it. All right, well, 2 more days of road tripping. So you'll probably see some more of the road tripping part of this adventure before we get to Bellingham and start tattooing. So be prepared for montage type shit. So B-rolls and music and gentle scenic views. You ready for the jig?